Let's try this again. Hi, everybody. Don't know if this is going to work. We're out here. We kind of got marginal internet. Tried a second ago and I did not get a notification. I need to go over here and make sure that we're actually started. Nope, says end stream, so it looks like we're going. Okay. Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. This is going to be strange because I don't want to take up too much bandwidth. Oh boy, this doesn't break. I was already trying to find my live stream so I can check it, and I didn't get an email. Nope. Hang on. No, I did. Oh wow, okay. I did get an email. All right, so let me click on this, and I want to stop this so I don't have the bandwidth. Whew. Okay, Dave, good evening. Sorry it took me so long to get this. How's it going? Wow. Good to see you. Fist bump. All right, hello again. Yeah, I guess I disappeared. Okay. I think it's working. I'm just going to put this down. Wow. We're hanging on by a thread. I got my big light on here, so it's hard to see. I came out here with my telescope, and you guys know I got a new camera, the Fuji, and it's amazing. And I got a T adapter to fit in the telescope, and it works with or without eyepieces. Anyway, cool thing is I brought the auto guider and everything, hoping this was going to be a nice night, but it's not that clear. Got some clouds. We've had a bunch of rain. Saturn's going to come up after 3. Problem is, it's got to come up pretty high because the trees are about 15 degrees off the horizon. I may try to get some sleep in the chair and just wait for Saturn to come up. But this is a pretty interesting place. And the crown, this is number 1. You might be the first person in. It might be what that is. Let me do this. I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit. You kind of see some of the area out there. I have a light. This is a deck that was built, and over here on the right you can see the white. This is my movie screen. I had my projector set up out here, but this is a great light. We have a bunch of lights. So if we go over here to the left, we can see it's really nice. There's trees and stuff here. It's pretty cool. And if we go over here to the right, this is all tea groves out here. Now here, let me do this. This is. Let me just set my phone. I'll stand up and I'll just show you properly. Okay, set these down. This is low altitude tea. So, okay, we're aimed over there. Hang on a second. Let me reset this. There we go. Now in the middle. Wide beam. Okay, this is low altitude tea. And these are all trails that you can walk. And they're pretty cool. Hey, there's a cat down there. Look at that. Hey, meow. And I dropped some tissues down there. I'm going to have to pick those up before I leave. If you look off in the distance, it's a high tension tower. And there's wires overhead. There's bunkers over here too. The bunker's kind of in the other direction, and the problem is I can't show you because it will. There you go. I'll lose my internet. But anyway, this is my stuff I got here. My telescope and everything. I got my cooler. Actually, I have one of my guitars down here. But you know, it's like, if I turn the light off, it's like there's nothing here. So, the light's pretty cool. Makes it look a little creepy maybe, but yeah. Anyway, the bunkers are over in that, the main bunker's over in that area, but I can't walk over and show you because it'll mess up. It won't work very well. So I got a little bit of a flicker. That's okay because the LED. But there we go. There's our low altitude T, and I'm going to put this back on me, and I'm going to sit back down. And I have been using citronella to try to keep the bugs off, and I got a little fan here. I'm going to turn it on. I got this fan actually in Japan recently, and it's really cool. It works great. So, whoops, let me do this. I'm going to pull it down. Okay, so let me go back. Oh, okay. Gonna watch the big screen while you're working. That's cool. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Okay, we can see the tea trees and stuff. That worked out pretty good. That's cool. All right, you guys can see how much weight I put on. It's amazing. I've been talking with Dave about this almost every day the past week or so. I put my recumbent trike in the shop, and I spent about $400 getting it all fixed. A couple things are broken on it. I bought a new GPS because all my old handheld GPSs are broken. I've always used GPS for bike computer. It tells me my elevation and how fast. Sometimes I use it for navigation, but everybody uses mobile phones for navigation, right? And I've got Bike Map and Mappy, MAPY.CZ, which I think is the best offline mapping program in the world. Anyway, I'm going to pull this a little tighter. Anyway, so I have a nice CNC machined mobile phone holder for my phone on the trike. But, you know, I got to get a new helmet, had to get new shoes, cable on the thing. It's like some brackets broken, tubes, you know, for the chain, bunch of stuff. I'm getting back into riding, and I'm going to ride that thing. Yeah, I'm going to stay overnight. I mean, unless it gets... that's a qualified yes. If I get eaten by bugs or something weird happens, like a pack of dogs comes through or something, I was planning on just staying in this chair. Which is funny because there are like concrete, like aggregate, big, massive stone seats here, right? And they have soaked up a lot of solar energy. When the sun went down, about an hour later, I sat on one and I was astonished at how warm they were. So I don't have a blanket, but don't need it. It's hot out here. It's probably about, I got the fan on. It's probably about 28, 29, maybe a little bit less. There's no wind here tonight. Usually we're up about 1,000, I'm going to say 1,200 meters maybe. And so it's a little bit up, you know, elevated. And at this elevation, it's usually very breezy. But if I turn this fan off, there's nothing. I'm just using the fan mostly to get the mosquitoes. Now I've got this stuff. It's actually a cleaner, but this is a cleaner for citronella. And it's interesting that it's a citronella cleaner. But what you can do is clean stuff outdoors with it, like your lounge chairs and things. And it puts citronella, you know, the Wadal, the odor. And so this is bricks around here and concrete. I've just been splashing it into the bricks, and it makes a nice evaporator. Like right now, I smell a lot of citronella, and I'm not getting bit and getting bothered. So anyway, I What's an unusual looking plane? So I spent some money on my trike, and my shoes are coming overnight. They'll arrive tomorrow because I got to have cycling shoes because I have to use the SPD clips because on a recumbent, your legs are out front, right, and and if your foot slips off the pedal, it'll fall. And if you're at speed and your foot hits the ground, it gets pulled back, and we call that recumbent suck because it sucks your foot underneath the vehicle while you're riding it. And boy, if you're at a high enough speed, it can pop your knee out. And some guys have broken their legs and messed up their ankles and stuff. So always lock in, you know. And I don't recommend locking in for diamond frames. Whole different thing. Excuse me, because then stoplight you got to unlock, and boy, if you can't, you're going to fall. But the trike is inherently stable because it's 3 wheels, and there's a parking brake on it too, disc brakes, and you pull the handle back and push a button in, and it locks it. So I'm looking forward. I am planning some new trips, and I got this GPS because I used to have one years ago. And I was surprised. Garmin hasn't changed a darn thing. This E-Trex is like the one I had in like 2005. It's a little bit more sophisticated, and it does GLONASS as well as GPS with, the Russian system. But my gosh, it has a USB mini, not even the micro, the one that looks like a keystone. That's just so crazy. I don't know what it is about some of these companies like Garmin. They got great technology and early on, and they just never, USB-C, guys, USB-C. But as a GPS unit, it works really well. It's very small, but it's a color screen. But I want it because. All right, let me just see if we're back still. Okay, yeah, I think we're back. We lost it for a second. Okay, we're back, guys. We lost it for a second, but this is an interesting program that I want to talk about. Okay. If yes, if I'm clipped on, or when I visited the plains of jars, there's 3 main sites in 2010 in Laos. I had my GPS. There's a picture I have of me standing next, one of the big jars in my expedition clothes, and on my epaulette is clipped. So it just keeps a track of where I go. And in those days, I had an Icon D80. There was no GPS module. There wasn't anything that you could use to geotag photos back then like that. In the camera, right? Not like today with the photo or with the phones. By the way, until it gets ridiculous or until I feel like I'm done talking, if it crashes, I'm just going to keep using the same setting. So you'll see it. You'll get the wheel, but then if it quits, it'll mean that I stopped it. So I expect maybe every 10, 20 minutes it's gonna disconnect just because it's spotty out here, right? So back in 2010, I didn't have a camera with a GPS module, but I had the actual GPS just clipped on my epaulette, right? Recording the track and the date and time and position and everything. So you take a photo and the camera you set the date and the time on the camera, and always made sure when I was going to do something critical that I checked the time and made it, you know, accurate. And so you take all your photos and you import them into this program. And actually, you start this program and you import the GPX file from the GPS and you point it to a directory of photos. And it goes through the directory and it says, okay, you took this photo on this time. Where were you at this time? And then it pops the location information into the EXIF data on the photograph. And boy, let me tell you, when I looked at the plains of jars photos and I looked at the geotag on them, it was so amazing. The geotag was so incredibly detailed. It mentioned the Lasset plain and the province, the village, and just, it was like, wow. So even though like the Fuji, most, you know, well, Nikon camera was the D7, and I bought S module 4 had a port on the side for a GPS, and that's how I got my geotagging. But nowadays with the Fuji, I just turn my phone on. I have an app on my phone. I just start the app. It connects Bluetooth to the camera and it gets the GPS coordinates. And as long as my phone's on in my pocket, then I can get my photographs geotagged. And that's how that works. So, but I want to use the GPX file on the eTrex GPS model to augment the photographs I take and the videos that I take. Because, okay, listen guys, it's starting to get a little tedious. That it goes one more time. It'll probably go about in the next minute. I'm going to call it a night. But I'm just saying that if you're over 60, which I am, your leg health is so important. If you lose your ability to walk or your strength in your legs, you go downhill immediately. And so I know like riding it's going to help my cardiovascular, cardiopulmonary. It's good for everything. And I do like to ride it. It's just a couple of things on it, and we're getting replacement parts. And I finally by just taking it to a shop and letting the boss at the shop deal with, you know, sourcing the parts from the company. You called him and asked him and stuff, and that's, you know, and he did a good job. And so, yeah, altogether GPS and getting the bike fixed and everything. Yeah, I probably spent about $800 maybe, but it's well worth it. And GPS uses the same bike mount that I had before, so it's already on the trike, so it's going to be great. So yeah, I think you guys may find that kind of content interesting. The accessories arms on the trike rattle a little bit. They're not so tightly fixed the way that they designed them. And if I mount the Pocket 3 to that, it does shake quite a bit. I don't know if, I think the Insta360 X4 might be a better action camera for that kind of stuff, but I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Just have to see. But anyway, I can take the oh, the cat's over here. I can take the drone with me, you know, and follow me around and stuff and get some, yeah, so I got some fried chicken down here and the cat smells where I was eating it. Yeah, all right. Snuck up on me there, that's cool. Just saying over there. Looks like a, I don't know. I don't know if it's wild or not, but yeah, so I'll get you some content from the trike and hopefully it'll be interesting. It's my goal, though, to take some trips on it. I want to go to East Taiwan. I'd like to go over the Northern Cross Highway, which crosses over the mountain range in the north. I'd like to take a couple of trips down south. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would probably take me a week. I mean, after I'm in shape, I wouldn't mind riding down to Kaohsiung. The interesting thing is, I got some new saddlebags and I have a nice rack I can strap stuff to. I got this little travel guitar. There's no reason I can't bring that along, so I might just do that. But I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and sign off because we've been having connection issues, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off before this gets out of hand and keep, so I want to say thank you to everyone and have a good evening. And I'm going to review this video and see what it looks like. It might be pretty interesting, but yeah, we get this trike going. This could be a thing where I do a late night kind of dark live stream from various places. Never know. Fist bump, you guys. Take care. And I'm going to wait for that to process and I'm going to press end stream. All right. We're just waiting here. I gotta press end stream in a minute. I think what I should do is I should go like this in the app and then turn it off in the app. And then, yeah, there you go. You guys take care. Fist bump and we'll see you. Thank you. We're going to end this now. Bye-bye.